This is the radio studio where much of the teaching for the MA in broadcast journalism takes place. The students spend a lot of their time here replicating the work of professional broadcast journalists. And what that means is that they simulate working in a newsroom, so they are producing bulletins to the hour. They'll use Burley software. I've worked in the BBC for quite a long time, used systems such as Dalit and ENPS, but Burley is a fantastic system for journalists. It's used, for example, by Guardian Media Group and Real Radio, and we have a very good relationship with them. Part of the reason for that is that our students can easily work in work experience there because they also use the Burley system. The students will also mix packages using the Adobe system. And increasingly we find that employers are looking for students who can come in and immediately start working on the software, as well as giving them the key skills which, regardless of how good you are at the software, you need to know. So writing, editing, broadcasting is particularly important for us. Radio stations now expect students to be on air right from the off, so we'll give professional voice training across 2 trimesters every single week, something that is of vital importance to us and also to the BJTC that accredits the course. The course has a fantastic employment record. We only take on students that we believe have a realistic chance of getting a job at the end of it. And over the last 2 years, around about 80 to 90% of students have got work as journalists. So if you go into BBC Online or Radio Clyde, or North Sound in Aberdeen, Murray Firth in Inverness, Radio Tay in Dundee, West Sound in Ayr and a range of other places, you will find recent graduates of this course. The university has invested heavily in facilities on this campus. They've recently built a brand new television studio that will be ready to go online from September using a Sony Anycast vision mixer. And also, even though these studios are still very much a broadcast standard, the university is installing 2 new digital studios just to ensure that what we're doing is very much in line with current industry practice.
I'm Programme Leader for the Sports Journalism Programme at UWS in Hamilton. It's now going into its 2nd year. The course is very new, very exciting and very much keeping with how industry is just now. So it's a very multimedia course and goes across the platforms. So as well as having to look at print, they have to look at how they present websites. They have to produce video and audio footage to go on these things. And the idea is to produce material for sport which is shown in the best platform possible. So would it be best served as print? If so, we'll create it as print. Would it be best served as a video uploaded and streamed through YouTube? Then we'll get that information across. So the students are taught how to write, how to interview. We had the BBC in a couple of months ago doing some sports commentary, so they were shown how to go out and cover a match. They actually covered the Scottish Cup final, which was very exciting for them. But the idea is very much to ensure that they're ready for what the industry is like just now, because 25 years ago when I started, it's completely different now. So the idea is that they are multimedia journalists, that they can go in and say, yes, I can write this for print, I can go out, I can take the video equipment, go out, do an interview face to face, come back here, use the facilities here, Final Cut, and then produce what in essence is a package that's professional and up to standard that industry is going to be looking for. The students spend some time with industry, so we send them out to various different places. They go into newspaper offices and they see that this multi-platform process that we're introduced here is what is actually out there. I mean, before we set up the sports journalism package this year, I spent some time up at the Herald in Glasgow and saw that they had their print facilities, they had their television studio, and they had their websites. And the idea is therefore that they'll think about what they're writing, what they're producing, what they're reporting on, and then think, how do I get this message across to the viewer, the reader, the user best? Is it through print? Is it through web? Is it through audio? Is it through broadcast? And we here, using the most up-to-date facilities we have, for print we use Quark. We also use InDesign. They are taught Dreamweaver so that they can produce their own websites. Although we admit that really when they go out to work, they will probably not create their own websites. What they will be responsible for is the content in those websites. So this year, the 3rd year boys produced mixed martial arts videos. They produced websites on boxing. They went out, interviewed people on camera, brought it back, spent some days editing it using Final Cut, And then what they ended up with was a fairly professional package, which when we had some industry people in from the BBC, they said was actually at a standard that they would consider at least looking at that stage. And the aim is hopefully by the end of the 4 years is that they have a knowledge of print, they have a knowledge of websites, they have a knowledge of broadcast, and they are cross-platform journalists. They're not just a one-trick pony. They're able to cover as many different aspects of the industry as possible, because at the end of the day, they might be in a newspaper but asked to work on their website. They might be in a television studio but asked to go out and actually report something that appears on a TV website. So the point here with us is that we make sure that we tick as many boxes as we possibly can, using the various different facilities that we have on offer here. And we constantly update, we look at what industry's using. For a long time we used Quark. InDesign has become the thing that newspapers are using, so we introduce InDesign. So we're constantly looking at it. We have a really good technical team, we have very good broadcast and video people, and they are up to date with all the latest technology. So we ensure that we bring them in here so that our students, when they go out into industry, know a bit about these packages and know how to use them in their day-to-day work.